Fight fans, this is Ashley's Corner. Now, I was looking at the rankings earlier today and I seen some fights that stood out to me. This is one of them. In the meantime, in between time, I would like to see some good fights before, Shakur Stevenson or Foster or any of these fighters get their championship fight. I would like to see some fights in the meantime, in between time. Now, I already know Foster wants Chris Colbert and he wants Nova. Both of them, I think, are under the WBA, and I really think that fight will be a good fight. And I have a video coming up for that. Chris Colbert versus Nova, for them are under the same WBA, which Foster sadly is not. Foster is only ranked under the WBC. But I do believe they sparred each other. Shakur Stevenson sparred Foster in 2018, if I'm correct. And I think it was because I think Foster wanted some help in training camp for a fight that was coming up. But when he was asked about the sparring, Foster had this to say. I sparred with Shakur Stevenson for this camp, and we gave each other great work. We really pushed each other to become better with every round. So yeah, I believe Shakur went to his camp to help him train for a fight coming up. So it's not like it's far-fetched, and I think, just like I said, I think will be very, very highly entertaining. Shakur Stevenson and Foster are currently ranked number 2 and number 3 for the WBC, which the champion, Miguel Berchelt, and the number 1 ranked fighter under the WBC, Oscar Valdez, is scheduled to fight February 20th. This may be a fight that happens sooner or later as far as Foster and Shakur Stevenson is concerned. Well, as far as I'm concerned, this is something that's going to happen sooner or later. Foster, just like I said, is only ranked in the WBC, and he is 18. He has 18 wins, 2 losses, 11 knockouts. He's fought for 98 rounds. He has a knockout rating, a percentage of 55%. He's 27 years old, 5'8.5", with a reach of 72 inches. And he's been pro for 8 years, fighting out of Houston, Texas. His 2 losses was from a UD, a unanimous decision loss, and it was his 9th fight, and a split decision loss, which was his 12th fight. Both of those fights, I believe, was at 135 pounds over it. And now that he's dropped to 130, he's been winning, nothing but winning. But they both want the WBO title, and I don't think Shakur Stevenson will spare some titles. I don't think he'll share some with Foster just because he would like a fight. A title. I believe that they will fight each other. If it comes down to it, it will happen. I believe Shakur don't have no friends in this game anyway, so I believe that it can happen. It'll be a good fight, But I don't think he'll allow Foster just to get a WBC or WBO title because they're both calling for the same exact fights. Shakur wants the winner out of the WBC fight, and he wants the winner out of the WBO fight. Jamel Herring and was it Frampton? So both of them want the exact same titles. They want the same fights. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think Chris Colbert will be so lenient. I think this fight is something that can really be, in the works. If they really want to, please the fans, this would be a great fight. But unless Chris Colbert fights Foster, or, even though Foster, just like I said, he's not ranked in the WBA, they can act like whatever they want to act like. And I've heard Foster say that, they don't want to fight him as far as Chris Colbert and Nova is concerned. If that's the case, in the meantime, in between time, sir, you and Shakur Stevenson would be a great fight. and that'll be something to talk about. It'll be something to watch. That's something that if Shakur Stevenson, if Shakur Stevenson can stop Foster, that'll be something that he wants and something he needs is a stoppage. I understand he was very upset that he didn't get the stoppage or he didn't get to drop his opponent Clary in his last fight. This is his opportunity. Foster doesn't like Chris Colbert or Gervonta Davis, and he has called them both out at some point in time. Um, Tank being a champion right now, Chris Colbert is an interim champion. If he don't want to fight him, just like I said, something's gonna have to happen. If Foster doesn't get any of those champions, Chris Colbert, interim WBA champ, and or Shakur would be the next step up. That would be the next best fight if he cannot get the winner of Heron and Frampton or the winner of Burchell and Oscar Valdez. I believe this is perfect. I think the build-up of the fight will be highly entertaining. The fight itself will be highly entertaining. Foster is sharp. He can switch to southpaw as well. He has a good long jab. His defense is going to need a lot of work though, going up against somebody like Shakur Stevenson. But it's time to put up or shut up with a lot of these fighters. It's a lot of talk going down, and it's a lot of fights that are good that can be made that isn't necessarily title fights, but it's good fights. Feed the soul until we get what we want. Always like and subscribe to the channel. What do you think about the fight in the comment section? Peace.